After EHRs, where did the energy start to move? And then we'll come up to today, and I think we probably both agree where a lot of pressures are today, but you see so much more. We're really interested in hearing what you see.
Well, a lot of at the risk of using buzzwords here, patient experience is a big thing that, 2 years ago, everybody was a population health vendor. Now we're starting to see that evolve into care management. We're starting to see a lot of focus on patient experience and getting patients to interact with you. And certainly a lot of people say that, and Humana Transcend Insights actually published a study today saying that I could be wrong about the number, but 72% of, scratch that, somewhere in the 30% of patients would actually switch providers for a better experience, which makes sense if you look at any other industry, because people switch, brands all the time. You buy a car, if you like it, maybe you buy the same car or the same brand car.
Yep.
If you don't, you just go to a different brand.
It's like hotels.
Just like hotels.
One bad experience, I'm going to go try another one.
Yes.
Really
absolutely.
Interesting. What you move from population health to experience, it seems like my feeling is more specificity around population health. And I know patient experience is still this big term, but it's a little more specific than population health. What do you think people believe is patient experience in the media? Because you're right, it's a buzzword, but it's a more specific buzzword. We can define experience over time. What do you think? What is it?
Well, I think it's putting the same technologies that people have in every other part of their daily life to use in healthcare. I mean, you and I have talked before about your work with the tissue analytics application.
Yes.
I mean, that's a perfect example, because if the patient can text a picture of a wound to make sure that the wound is not getting bigger, then they don't have to come in to do that. That's good. Yes. And as you mentioned before, it's actually more accurate than human judgment in terms of color and exact size of it.
Absolutely.
So it's not only easier, but it's better. And I think that's a really compelling example of patient experience.
I appreciate that.
Another one that I've came across recently, Commonwealth Care in Massachusetts is on the verge of a proof of concept to use Amazon Alexa for patient scheduling. So the Echo is in a patient's home, and they just talk into it. They can get medication reminders. And that's the sort of thing I look at. Maybe that is not exactly the future, but it's a taste. And it's not, it's not a grand vision, but in terms of patient experience, it is something that I like the idea. I'd rather do that than call.
And it's integrated because Alexa, play my Michael Jackson playlist. I'm dating myself a bit here, but that's really interesting. Alexa, get an appointment with my primary care physician, or Alexa, tell me when I can have a telehealth appointment.
Yes.
It's integrated into the way we move and flow in our lives. That's a really interesting thing.
And you said playlists. Another thing that they're considering is playlists for certain conditions. So depression is one. Or a playlist to get people to exercise is another one that they could possibly create on Spotify and give patients through Alexa. It's all proof of concept here, but
that's cool.
But that's cool.